Welcome to BTA Friday, Breaking the Algorithm, hosted by me, Kelly Morgan, indie author and indie publisher. Here, we break the algorithm and build something better together. Subscribe and let's break the algorithm as a community. Now, let's get to today's episode. Hey y'all, Kelly Morgan, indie author, indie publisher, and this is another episode of BTA Fridays. This is where we break the algorithm and we put something better in its place. So, this week has been a really weird week for me. It has been a week of just kind of personal reflection. I've had a lot of synchronicities this week with things that have been happening to me, and so I just wanted to kind of keep BTA Fridays with that theme that I've been seeing, and just really get into why I even created BTA Fridays. By the way, BTA stands for Breaking the Algorithm. And this is where we break the algorithm and we put something better in its place. So today I wanted to talk about something that I have lived, not something that I read in a book or something that I saw in a post or I saw in a thread or anything like that, something I actually went through, and that was being scammed by a so-called publisher. My first book, You Sound White, when I wrote it, I was all excited and I was going to be this famous author. I was going to be on tour. I was going to be on Oprah's book club. I was going to be the next Stephen King with this one book, right? I just knew this when I wrote this book. And when I was out there pitching it, and mind you, I didn't know anything about the publishing industry. When I was out there pitching it, I got a lot of no's from agents and from publishers, but I got this one yes, right? This one yes. And you know what? It was a black owned company. This man said yes to me, and I was like, told y'all, what'd I say? I said I was going to do it. I did it, but guess what? I got scammed. This dude took my money. He took my dream. He took my book. He took my confidence, and I was devastated. And that was it. I was done. You know what? Screw this. I don't need this type of aggravation in my world. I was done. But you know what? I wasn't done because the the passion to be an author never went away. I didn't know anything about being an indie author. I had never even heard of an indie author. But I did have a business degree and I did know that I could start a publishing company. So I started reading about it. And the more and more that I read, the more I realized that I could start a publishing company and I could publish myself, right? And so that's what I did. I started Bright Headed Publishing. And somebody asked me, why is it called Bright Headed? Well, when I looked up what Kelly meant, um, the internet told me that Kelly meant bright headed. So that's why I call it Bright Headed Publishing, because my name is Kelly. So that's why it's called Bright Headed Publishing. And I had a dream and I didn't have a choice. If I was going to get my dream out there, I was going to have to figure out a way to get it out there. And I did. I started the platform, I started Brighthead Publishing. But I also wanted to help others because I didn't want anybody else to go through the devastation that I had gone through. I didn't want anybody else to get scammed because I know what that's like. But I also know what it's like when you do get your book out there and sales are slow or sales are non-existent. And I also know what it's like when you're out there and you're trying to stay visible and the algorithm just buries your post in like 2 minutes after you publish it. When you are looking and you got like 3 likes, if that, you know, you got 0 views on the social media, telling everybody about your book. I get that. And I know what it's like when you're trying to believe that people care about your story, but the silence, oh my God, that silence is so loud. Silence is deafening. It can be a killer to an indie author. When the post gets no engagement, especially a post that you put some time and effort into, um, no engagement. The book sits. in the corner of a website and it gets no reviews. I mean, no one shows up to your virtual reading or your live. You know, that that gets heavy and that makes you wonder if it's all worth it. And you know what? I have been through every one of those scenarios. And that's why I mention them. I'm not just saying this, I have been there, and it is a real thing for indie authors. That is exactly why we need one another. Indie authors, we're not out here making millions. We're out here grinding. We are out here bootstrapping. We are out here figuring out as we go, right? And what we do have, you know, is outside the algorithm because what we have or what we have the ability to create is real connection, right? Community for indie authors is not optional, it is essential, right? It is essential. We need people who understand this hustle. We need people who know what it's like to write and edit and publish and promote with no team, no budget, and no guarantees, right? We need a space where we can learn, where we can vent, where we can share resources, and where we can remind one another that, our stories matter. Your story matters. My story matters. We matter. That, my friends, is what breaking the algorithm is all about. That's what BTA is all about. That's what Bright Headed Publishing is all about. And that is what Kelly is all about. So if you've ever felt invisible, if you find yourself chasing the algorithm, if you find yourself trying to figure out what the latest view is, if you're trying to figure out what content to post, if you've been building something and wondering if it's even working, if you've been showing up and hearing nothing back, guess what, my friends? You are not alone. And I'm here to tell you, you don't need millions of followers and you don't need to go viral. What we need is strategy. We need strategy and we need a community to help us carry the weight. That is what BTA Fridays is all about. It is about us helping one another come up with very unique proven ways to help us connect with our readers, increase our sales, and break the algorithm. That is why I created BTA, because I don't know about you, but me personally, I'm tired of trying to follow the latest trend, and screaming into a void. When the industry fails you, you build your own, but you do not have to build it alone. You bring people with you. You invite, you collaborate, you share what you know because power multiplies when it is shared. So, that is what BTA is all about. I just wanted to share that with you. If you wondered why are you out here every Friday, because I am passionate about breaking the algorithm. I'm passionate about helping people market, promote, get your books out there, as well as my own. I'm doing this for me too, y'all. I'm right in here with you. So we might as well do this together and not be by ourselves. So, my laundry list of things. My books are called You Sound White and Wait for It. They are both available on my website, brightheadedpublishing.com. Real stories, real voices. If you are interested in supporting me, go purchase the book. You don't have to purchase them from me. I'll sign it, I'll ship it, but you can get them wherever good books are sold. If you're an indie author, if you're a poet, an editor, just anybody that's in this space, and you would like to be a guest on the Author's Mic, I have guests every Monday. All you have to do is just go to my website. You'll see the link where it says "Be a Guest." Come on, be a guest. I would love to share this platform with you. If you are a reader who loves good books and loves to support indie authors, then please join us at the IRS, that is the Indie Reader Society. That is a book club started by Bright Headed Publishing. We only support indie authors. We would love to have you join us. It is 100% free. We would love to have you and your voice. And lastly, my friends, if you are tired of chasing visibility, if you want to help me build a platform that feels like you, then hit that subscribe or like or follow button and help me break the algorithm. It drops every Friday. And you know what? We're just getting started. Let's build something real. Let's build something together. Let's build something that is good. Let's break the algorithm and put something better in its place. My name is Kelly, indie author, indie publisher. This has been another episode of BTA Fridays, Breaking the Algorithm. I will see you next time. Remember, keep writing. Your story matters. I'll catch you next time.